and welcome to When Sistas Meet. My name is Renee, and we will be here today talking about various topics.
I'm Tam, very excited to be here. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, have lots of ideas. Watch out.
Hi, I am Miss STL, if I didn't mention that last time.
So When Sistas Meet is a show where we actually put topics and ideas into a pot and we pick and talk about them. These are things that maybe we've gotten from our friends and family, maybe even things we come up with ourselves that affect us in our lives. So ladies, how was your day today?
You know what? It was pretty good. Got some pretty good news today, so I'm happy with the way.
Well, congratulations on the good news.
Yes.
It's always good to hear. My day was okay. I kind of just lounged around, did some housework, and relaxed. Other than that.
That's a wonderful word. I need to know what relax is, right?
Relaxation.
Of course, I did my day job, and I am on wedding duty. I get married this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies. I'm excited as well. So let's pick our first topic. How about that?
All right, it's on.
Do you like sports? And if so, what is your favorite sport?
I'm a yes and no. I think I'd rather watch a sport with a guy. I'm not a person that probably would watch it by myself. Or if it was a group of us and we all was betting against each other or something like that.
Right.
That's the only thing that kind of get me into sports. I do love basketball. And I love football because a lot of men in football are real fit and look real nice. So it's my only two. Football and basketball is my thing.
Okay. Awesome. I love sports. I'm an all-around sports girl. Football is my favorite. I watch it on all levels from high school up to the NFL. I love basketball, gymnastics, swimming, track. So I keep up with a lot. So yeah, I love sports. I would love to be a sideline broadcaster. Be talking about what they're doing out there. So I love sports.
That's
nice.
awesome.
I like it.
I grew up a tomboy, so I'm very much a sports fanatic.
Really?
Go Colts, of course, you know. And football would probably be my favorite. I'm more like Tam with, all levels of it. Now, I do prefer more college basketball versus the NBA now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't think you have all the politics in the
All the extra
college
stuff going on.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. We're going to go to the next subject.
Let's go for it. Let's see what we got. Do you have a favorite number? This is fun. Oh, wow. I would definitely say my favorite number is 73 because that's the year I was born, for one.
Okay. I like that.
And it's something that, not everyone would pick if you were just picking random numbers. Per se.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What about someone said pick a number 1 through 10?
That happens a lot, right?
Do the 7 or the 3.
There you go,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I kind of alternate between the 7 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. I don't have a specific number, but I love odd numbers. So anything that I do or that I pick is going to be odd. Like even the way I set my alarms in the morning, it will never be set for 7 o'clock. It would always be like 6:59 or 7:01. I'm very strange, but anything that I pick is going to be an odd number. So if you ask me, like you said, from 1 to 10, it's definitely going to be the odd number.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
So next time
Right.
somebody
Yes.
say, what number should you pick? I'm like, you don't pick the odd number.
Yep, it's going to be one of the odds.
I would have to agree with you, Renee. I like my birth year, 85, and I also like 7. But that's really, I always go with 7, always. So, yeah. Yeah. That was a good one. That was fun.
I know that was fun, right? And now we know what each other's going to do when we do like a shower gift or something.
Right. Don't ask about numbers.
Let's see. Let's talk about raising teenage boys.
Woo-hoo.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into that.
So do either of you have teenage boys?
I have a 14-year-old.
Okay. So I once upon a time had teenage boys. They are adults now, but yeah, there was challenges with that, but not too bad. You know?
So what were maybe some of the highlights of having boys,
Mhm.
and then what were some of the hardest things they went through in their teenage years that you had to deal with as moms?
I would say one of the hardest things would be just watching them kind of come into their own. So they did it in different phases. I would say my oldest, the day that he turned 13, it's like you just had this attitude, and it was like, where's my baby? You know? But it took about that year, and about around the age of 14, he kind of turned it back around. And he even later came back and said, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, I know I was tripping for that year. And then my youngest son, he was a little bit older, but it was never anything really bad. It was more so like, please get a haircut. You just need to cut that. And, you know, they get upset about those kind of things, but it was never anything like too major. So.
Okay. Well, I guess I went through the same thing with my son at 13. And I was just wondering, because it seems to me that he started feeling some type of way about his dad not being around, and then he started having the attitude, and he started shutting himself off. And now that he's 14, like you said, he's starting to come back around. But I'm like, is that going to happen again? Because I'm nervous. I don't need you to shut yourself off from your family and be secluded in your room and doing all those kind of things. I was just, like, what is that like? Like, I ain't ready.
I think sometimes they can become a little introverted as well as they're learning themselves and learning, different things about being male and being men and being young men in today's society.
Right.
And we have to always account for the pressures that they kind of go through in school and from their friends and peers and family even. So
Definitely.
my oldest is a male child, and he did the opposite. He was okay throughout school for the most part until like his senior year.
Really?
He did more in his adult life. But I was like, let me choke you out.
Wow.
Versus, in his teenage years. So it truly is, you have to accommodate every child individually.
Yeah. And I would say, with that, I think with boys too, I don't have daughters, so I can't really speak on that, but I can say I have nieces and things like that. They kind of go with the flow when you're having conversation. I think with boys, especially in that age, they want to question everything. To the point today where my kids, their favorite phrase to me is, really, Mom? And so with that, even my Wi-Fi password is really Mom, because they've been saying that for so many years. So, it can be a challenge, but it's just, I would just say laying down the foundation to have good communication with them is really helpful. So
I think it's more tough for me, though, being a single mom with a teenage boy, because now my dating life is a wrap for me. Because anybody y'all talk to, he like, who is that? What's his name? Where you meet him at? I'm like, time out. Who's the dog? Who paid the bills? Like, why does it matter? But he's so overprotective. He think he run the house. It's this, it's that. And I feel like it's too late for me, because anybody, I feel like, especially growing up with my brother and my stepdad, they always kind of bump heads. And I don't want that in my house. Like, I don't want a man and my son to be arguing or having some conflict. So I probably just have to wait till he grown and move out before I start dating anybody ever again.
You never know. You never know. It may change. He may find interest in someone that you have interest in. So
that could
just keep hope alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great topics. Let's go
Yes,
to the
it
next
is.
one. How about that? I think we have two stuck together there.
Yeah, we got a good one.
Yes.
Come out.
Okay. Supporting Black businesses, customer service and discounts. Why do people ask for this? Right? Is that not a good one? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Renee.
So I'll start with that one because, being a business owner and entrepreneur, unfortunately, a lot of our people always ask, well, what kind of discount do I get? Versus if they went to some of our counterparts, they wouldn't ask for a discount. They would even question the price. They would just pay for it.
Right.
So I encourage everyone, support Black business, support businesses, period, especially small businesses coming out of this pandemic, and quit asking for the discount. Pay for the service. I think it's definitely worth it. It's something that you need. So there is a demand there. Stop asking for the discount.
Yeah, I agree. Let's pay what they're asking for. And even if it's a service, like a service-oriented industry, like hair salons or something, people let's tip. At restaurants, people let's tip. Unfortunately, sometimes as Black people, we have the reputation of, oh, they're probably not going to leave us a tip. So, I try to make sure that, if they do a great job, they get a wonderful one. If they do okay, you're still going to leave them something there. So,
yeah, when they do it, I just really started tipping really well. Mm-hmm. And when I notice my service is bad, I might not leave anything. And it is based on the food and the customer service. Mm-hmm. But back to the Black-owned business thing, I feel like people should respect the hustle and know that you got a family to take care of. You're not doing it for kicks. You're doing it to build you a foundation. You might be trying to do something else. So just respect the hustle. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And definitely customer service. Customer service is important. Mm-hmm. No matter white business, Black business, customer service is very important.
It is.
Especially because they look at our businesses different.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are servicing each other, it pays to be kind.
Yes.
Right, still. Because we definitely will go somewhere else and give our money somewhere else.
Exactly. Keep it in the community. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's a good topic. Let's see here. If you could be a fruit, what fruit would it be and why? Oh, that's fun.
Oh my goodness, that's so tough. Actually, I can say that my mind goes crazy. Everybody knows this, but I've never thought about if I was a fruit. Let me think on that for a second.
I would say a strawberry or an orange.
Okay, elaborate on that.
Mm-hmm. A little citrusy, a little sweet. I don't know. I think strawberries are exotic. People always look at a strawberry as like some sexual. So strawberry and oranges because I don't know. I like an orange, a good sweet orange, but juicy.
And citrus has natural energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you think of that? Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with a lemon. The reason I say that is because lemons can be a little sour. Everybody has that, but they also can be so sweet. Cause I can do. No, but I'm just saying. Think of lemonade.
Okay.
Lemonade. We love lemonade, and then some people like their lemonade a little tart.
Okay,
some like it a little
sweet. What you can do with a lemon is what you like about being a lemon. Because I'm gonna say I ain't never had a sweet lemon. But you saying the thing.
Well, what you can do to it, because you put that sugar in there, you get it all swirled up, get that lemonade.
Yes, make cheesecake and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
It also can be kind of a garnish on some things, and everybody usually wants it with their tea.
Okay, come on, lemon.
Little sidekick. I don't know.
Yes, lemon.
I'm a lemon.
Lemon drop.
Lemon drop. Don't forget lemon heads. They get sweet in the middle.
Oh my goodness. I so showed them lemon head. That's a funny story about that. So yes, that's definitely fun.
Okay.
I would probably be a mango.
Mangoes are good. I like mangoes.
The reason why I say mango is because it's the unexpected inside.
Okay.
When you look at the shell and you can't feel it,
Right,
you really don't know what's going to be in there.
Exactly.
So I would say a mango.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we have here.
What else?
If you could meet any celebrity, who would it be, dead or alive?
Oh my goodness, there's so many.
I know, right?
Well, we ain't gonna limit it to one.
No.
Let's say maybe we could pick two.
Okay, let's go with two. Two is fun.
Yeah. So maybe one dead, one alive. How about that? How about that one?
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with my one that's dead. I'm gonna have to go with Michael Jackson because his life is just such a mystery to me from the time of his childhood to his adulthood and what he went through from just even his looks changing to family drama or whatever it is, accusations, just different things like that. It would be nice to just go to the source, like we've seen him in interviews and things like that, but I would say my person dead would be Michael.
Okay.
He was definitely a musical genius.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think
definitely.
anyone could ever argue that fact.
Yeah, can't argue that.
Alive.
I gotta think of my live one.
Oh, because there's so many.
It is.
I would have to say my person would be Mr. Black Panther.
Okay.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would definitely have to be him because even in the movie, when the movie first came out, I was just like, it's something about him. Even though I didn't know a lot about him as a person, but I was like, it's just something about him. And then it's like once he passed, I found out all this different stuff about him. I'm like, oh my God, this man was amazing. I'm like, that's my husband.
Yeah.
That's my husband. He dead, but that's my husband.
Right. He definitely had a lot of activism and
Yes, he
other
did.
activities that he did that he never even mentioned a lot of times because of the fact that, you know, he was more about the service than the notoriety for it. So.
Exactly. Yep.
Rest his soul. Yeah. What about your live one?
Oh, I used to be crazy about Mr. Trey Songz, but now I don't know.
Okay, Miss STL.
Mr. Trey Songz been kind of shifted gears on me. So, maybe somebody, Kevin Hart. I like to be Kevin Hart. I like me Kevin Hart.
You know, I think he's really a funny man. A lot of people don't know that he actually helped Tiffany Haddish get her started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep, I
And she's
didn't know
funny
that.
too.
She
Yeah.
is. You know, it's hard. I'm a big New Edition fan. Okay, so for those who know me,
Okay.
I know that I'll probably be a little bit of a stalker, even if you know I had a chance to meet them really close and up person. I'm like, oh, I'm going with y'all on your tour bus. Where we going?
Right. Where's the next day?
Let's go. But you know, I think that they are truly still representative of different personalities coming together and being able to make it successful. So I would say New Edition for my live people.
Okay.
For those, maybe for someone who is deceased, I would probably go with Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Okay.
I think she was just very classy, very timeless, very misunderstood even.
Yeah.
You know, in her time. So I would definitely go with her.
Okay. Well, can I say my live one real quick?
Yes, please
My
do.
live one, so I decided to go with Michelle Obama because I just think I listened to her book, To Becoming, and some of the stories that she had to me was amazing. Like imagine being the first first lady of the United States, being married to the first black president. You know, she got some stories, so I'll pick her.
Definitely our forever FLOTUS.
Yes.
Right? All right. Let's see what we got. How do you have the sex talk with kids? Now, this is a good one also. I'm sure a lot of parents are going through this in the pandemic and trying to make sure that, kids aren't necessarily just laying up and creating new life.
Yes. So I would say for me, I was very open and honest with my kids when they were very young. So when they asked me where do babies come from, I told them where the babies come from. Not in a graphic, too much kind of way, but describing it with the right particular names for body parts and things like that. And I always wanted that because when they went to school, I didn't want anything to be sensationalized.
Right.
And when they heard certain words, it was just like, my mama been told me that. And then, of course, they had their dad to tell them things. But I would just say open and honest to anything they asked. It wasn't, the stork brought them and I'll tell them later. Just tell them.
For me, with my son, I would have to agree with you. More open and just honest. But to me, I'm like more blunt. Like, because I got to be the female and the man. So I'm like, listen, you better do this. Because if you don't do this, you're going to have kids and you're going to catch this. But with my daughter, I'm like, do you want any kids? Like, I have to talk to her different because I don't want her to, be like, oh, why she's saying it like that? Or, feel any kind of uncomfortable about it. But at the same time, I don't want her to do anything until she in college. Because, I don't know, it's just so different with girls and boys. Like, I'm more at ease with my son about it than I am with my girls. Like, I'm on edge for both of them, but I'm more relaxed when it comes to him. And I don't even understand why, but I just feel different.
In your relationship with each of your kids is truly going to be different. And I think that you have to actually address them differently.
Yeah.
Because what may work for one child may not work for the other.
Yes.
And, then they also mature differently.
Yes.
And we have to also account for the things that they're getting out in the world or coming from the outside.
Exactly.
You know, when we decide to have that talk with them, you know, a great part of that is like, you know, figuring out what age to have the talk with them.
Exactly.
Because there's so much on TV that's sexualized.
Social media.
And
Yeah.
social media. You know, you can turn to any YouTube, TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram, and you can see someone, you know, maybe pretty much in the act of having sex.
Exactly.
You know, for a child that has never been exposed to that, the first question is gonna be like, well, what are they doing?
Right.
Well, I want to do that because somebody who is considered a celebrity may be doing it.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's definitely important to have the talk.
Yeah.
Versus relying on maybe schools or friends or someone else to even have a talk with your kids.
I wonder, do they still have sexual education in school?
It's been a long time since my kids was in school. I'm not certain on that, but I'm sure they do. Health class and things like that.
Some
At
schools
least some
still have the
basics.
programs,
Yeah.
but that was part of what they considered extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
So some of the schools did cut it out, per se,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
or made
I
it
didn't
very
know this.
limited
Yeah.
to what they actually go over with our kids.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think a lot of it is them even understanding their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a mother that also has daughters, you know, I had to make sure that I actually told my daughters they're beautiful and, you know, that their bodies were treasures.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to make sure I instilled in my son, hey, you don't just take a woman for her body.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things because, you know, you create soul ties, you know, if we want to go even a little bit deeper to that.
Right.
You know, when you lay down with someone, that it creates a soul tie, you know,
Right.
and no matter what your belief is, that can't be denied, you know,
Right.
because you're exchanging energy with someone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we just have to kind of remember whatever we're not educating our kids with, somebody else definitely is.
Very
So
true.
We want to be that person.
Very true.
Okay.
So got a little deep there, but you know, definitely needed. Definitely needed that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your favorite way to de-stress? Now this is a good
It's needed.
I definitely have been stressed here lately, but you know, I think for me, de-stressing would be sitting still. It sounds really odd to say it that way, but if I can just sit still, decide to close my eyes or not to close my eyes, even in silence, sometimes even with music,
Yeah.
nice glass of wine,
Yeah.
maybe the girlfriends, let's go for massages. Come on, sisters, let's go.
Yes, I was gonna say that too. Massages, a pedicure, just them hitting those right pressure points and things like that, letting you relax. A cool drink. Mm-hmm.
I agree with both of you guys. Those are all good. Take a trip could be one of them. Even if it's a road trip, a 4 or 5 hour drive up the street, back again. Like you said, relaxing music if it's just sitting still with music or no music at all. You know, some time to think and process some things from yesterday and what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah.
And I would say too, for me, sometimes writing is a good de-stressor. So I write a lot. Journaling has helped me through some very dark times in my life. When you're going through those things and you put it down on paper, like totally nothing has changed, but it's like you was able to express it. So I would say that's a de-stressor for me is writing. I really do enjoy it.
So, journal or therapist? Have you ever spoke to a therapist before?
Mm-hmm, I have.
Okay, so would you rather write it in a journal or would you rather talk to somebody about it?
I've done both. And I would say that for me, the results were probably the same. So, and it's just because with that person, they don't know you personally.
Exactly.
It's like saying it out to someone, or do you want to write it? And sometimes the writing may be preferred because I'm just in my own space in my own time. And it's not like, okay, what about this? What about that? It's like, wait a minute. I ain't ready to answer that yet, but I can write it when I get ready to. So.
Okay, because I asked that because I know when I was a little girl, I used to write in a journal all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got older and started having kids, I was just like, oh, writing in journals that's a kid thing. That's not for an adult. But I hear a lot of adults say they still write in their journals.
Yes.
But my doctor said something to me about seeing a psychiatrist, and I'm like, it's pointless because what you said, you could just write it on a piece of paper versus sitting there and talking to somebody who don't know you personally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked you that.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to write in a journal.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it for anybody that, like, for as far as de-stressing, write it out, see if it helps, and I'll go from there.
And mental health is definitely important for us sisters. You know,
For sure.
I don't think our society raised us per se to actually even be able to seek help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
it definitely is a matter of what's going to help you
Right.
be able to be okay. And
Most
healthy.
definitely. And if you and I would say you don't even necessarily have to go to like a professional. Sometimes just talking it out with a friend or whatever is also a de-stressor. You know, I know we're our girlfriends. We do that all the time. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, ladies, this has been a great show. Always love being with my sisters.
Yes.
We are going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Just know that we will come on every 2 weeks. We'll come up with different topics. If you can think of anything you'd like for us to talk about, please put it in the comments. Like and share on all social media. Lipstick Entertainment and When Sisters Meet. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.